Hi everyone, my name is Rajesh, and I thought let me start a series to explain what leadership means to me. Since my childhood, I always wanted to be a leader, but the irony was I didn't know as to what a leader means, what leadership is all about. There was a lot of hype about leadership in every state of life, in the media, in our day-to-day lives, and we always used to hear this word quite often. What a great leader! He is a mass leader. This guy is a wonderful leader. He lacked leadership skills. He didn't prove to be a great leader. So on and so on. But unfortunately, I never came across any specific book or tutorials by anyone to explain me as to what leadership is all about. For most part of my life, I always got confused leadership with articulation, with a person who is able to speak very well. I remember when I was young, a kid in my teens, I used to hear Mrs. Indira Gandhi delivering her speeches quite often, and it was such a fascinating experience. She carried so much aura. I remember when she spoke to Mr. Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian to ever reach to space, and that little conversation got imprinted at the back of my mind forever. And I always thought these two people, Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rakesh Sharma, are great leaders. And I always wanted to be like them, like a great leader. And then we used to hear Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. What a fascinating speaker he was. And I always thought he is a wonderful leader. Then Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he carried so much aura. I used to forget everything else whenever I used to hear him on TV. In between, we also observed Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao as our Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he was not supposed to be a great speaker. It was not a very good experience to hear to him, and that made all of us believe probably he is not a great leader. And this myth I carried for long. And of late, I started recognizing as to what a true leader is, what qualities a leader should possess or must possess, and what is all about leadership. Unfortunately, I couldn't read many books about the subject. I didn't know as to what different authors say. So I thought, let me start my own series as to share my perceptions, my thoughts about leadership with all of you. And I do hope that you would enjoy this, and probably you'll be able to have some key takeaways which will help you to become a better person and be a better leader. So before talking about leadership, let's try to imagine as to which are those characters or people who fascinate us, whom we are attracted, who carry some sort of aura for us. Let's start thinking about those. The first name which comes to my mind is Lord Rama, the best man to have ever lived on earth, ever. The most idealistic person, and everything he did or thought or said was perfect. Always righteous, always knew what should be done, what should not be done, what is sin and what is religion, how to conduct yourself in any situation. He faced lots of obstacles in his life, but with smile, with conviction, and with belief, he overcame all of them. He became a warrior and helped the people at large to live better, to get rid of those devils or evils. He killed all enemies of human mankind and tried to have a kingdom which is supposed to be the best ever place to live. And when we go through with his story in Ramayana, we know as to how he conducted himself. If need be, he would pick up the arrows and kill the enemy directly if he felt his team, his army, or his colleagues are not able to do so. He would come on the front and he would lead from the front. At times, if he had to forego anything, he would with smile proactively offer the sacrifice and willingly give up the kingdom and start going for the exile for 14 years. He would respect all the elders, all the gurus, and everyone, and would always protect the needy. He was a perfect human being, and anything and everything what he did became a manuscript for all of us. Another name which comes to my mind is Krishna, in different realm of our universe. By that time, the religion and probably the sins were having equilibrium. There were as many people who were religious, as many people who were not, who were devils or evils, and hence he had to play differently. He had to act like a normal human being who is not afraid to probably play tricks to win the war. And probably the teachings which he gave to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita explains the entire regime. That the best thing is, the most important objective is to win. Because only if you can win, you will be able to achieve the aims and serve the human mankind rather than losing just following blindly what religion means for you. If need arose, he didn't pick up the arms in his hands. No, he didn't lead from the front, but he led his pupil, his mentee Arjuna, to diffuse all the confusion which he was having at the back of his mind, and make sure that he fights with his entire might, with his entire courage and conviction and dedication and discipline. In the process, while he just coached or guided or mentored Arjuna, he himself didn't fight a single battle, but the results were equally good. He was able to ensure that his pupil is able to deliver his best when it mattered the most. Another type of leadership. If we look at the contemporary politics, you see Mr. Narendra Modi, you see Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, you can see Mr. Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi, you can see Ms. Mamata Banerjee and many other, Donald Trump. You can witness about Xi Jinping of China, or Vladimir Putin, or the New Zealand Prime Minister, that young lady. Just start visualizing as to what all the qualities they have and how they react to different situations, and then start identifying their attributes or traits, and then start bifurcating them into the qualities which you like the most as a leader, and you feel that yes, this is something which must be there in any leader. And some of the qualities which you don't like much, start identifying as to why those qualities should not be there in any leader, as to why and how that can backfire in achieving the leader's objectives. Of course, all of us are human beings. Everyone is made of various emotions which drive us to behave in different ways. No one of us, even those great leaders, are perfect nowadays. Hence, they would be doing something which is very good, they would be doing something which is not very good. Let's also take examples in Bollywood, from Bollywood. Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amrish Puri, and all those. Identify as to who attracts you the most and who you feel is a true leader and why. Let's take examples from sports fraternity also. Sachin Tendulkar in cricket, Saurav Ganguly, Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni. We spoke of Anil Kumble. We speak of Ricky Ponting. We speak of Mark Taylor as a great leader. Stephen Fleming, Williamson, Steve Smith, and also just identify as to what and how did they react to different situations, what attracted you the most, and what you think probably if they can avoid, they can become better leader. So let's identify at least 5 or 6 different personalities and think deeply about them, how they reacted to different situations in last 1 year, and bifurcate their qualities or areas where probably they should work more. I'll do my exercise, please do your exercise, and in the next session we'll take it more. I hope you really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed, and I'm sure together we would be able to identify all the qualities of a true leader and how to achieve that and to make this a better world to live. Thank you so much. Good night. Enjoy.